What's going on, guys? I'm Jada Black. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in. You know, right before I recorded this, I actually recorded another video where I actually decided to do a video response. Well, it didn't work out quite the way I wanted it to because of copyright. So now I'm redoing the commentary, which was excellent commentary. I still have that video. I don't know if I'm going to repost it on one of my other channels, put it on the Patreon. I don't know, but it was excellent. It was an excellent response to what I'm speaking about here. Okay, in regards to Umar Johnson and Deion Sanders. I'm going to be going live on my Jada Black Livestreams 2 channel. It'll be links in the description box. Check it out. We're going to talk about Umar Johnson, Deion Sanders, white women. That's what we're going to be talking about. Throw in some Van Jones maybe. But Umar Johnson spoke about a bunch of different things, but Deion was the one he was really passionate about, because Umar Johnson believes that Deion Sanders left black people behind, that he decided to go to a white university instead of staying behind and helping other coaches, other ex-athletes go to these HBCUs and become head coaches. You know, Umar Johnson feels that he did a great disservice to Jackson State. He feels like he left for the money. You know, he feels like he isn't committed to helping HBCUs. He feels that he sort of left them hanging. And I disagree with that. You know, I'm not a supporter of HBCUs at all. And on my recent live streams where I actually spoke about Deion Sanders, I'll probably link that too in the description box. Excellent commentary by me, like always. And I spoke about how HBCUs really don't matter. And HBCUs don't matter because a lot of you hypocrites have not allowed them to matter. This is why HBCU presidents have to go and beg for money in Washington. They have to go to DC to ask for money because they just don't got it. And in the case of Jackson State with Deion Sanders, Deion Sanders was in a situation where he was basically helping to fund the athletic program, especially in regards to football, the facilities, paying coaches. It's a miracle he was able to be as successful as he was. Burglaries, right? Also, apparently there was some money that went missing. I wonder why that would happen at Jackson State. So I'm seeing all these people fake outraged at Deion Sanders, and includes Umar Johnson. I talked about how, you know, these black academics, none of them are not even lending their expertise of anything to these universities to help them do better. You want to sit there and point the finger. You are comfortable with Deion Sanders doing the heavy lifting while you did nothing. That's the problem in the black communities. Too many comfortable people, like the people who are running these HBCUs. Let me say this too to a lot of the people that say that, you know, Deion should have stayed. It would have helped other universities. No, it would have not. There was a lot of contempt for Deion. Didn't they play a coach and that coach was disrespectful towards Deion? That's not a one-off. I believe there are other coaches who may feel the same way. Now, there are coaches who feel like Deion being in the SWAC was a good thing, but there are also those that didn't like him being there. And I do think that when you look at Umar Johnson and what he had to say, Umar Johnson is looking at it from a standpoint of black people should help each other. It's not that simple, bro. There's a lot of black people who hate each other. Look at the crime rate. But we want to blame white people. We can't do that. And it's getting worse because we refuse to address the problems that are in these communities, in the black communities. That, well, it really is not a community anymore. It's become a cesspool. Most of the businesses are ran by people who barely speak English. We have a huge problem there. Fatherlessness, the single mother epidemic. We want to put all the hopes and the dreams of lazy people onto Deion Sanders, people who have done nothing to elevate black people whatsoever. So what we do is we pinpoint a guy that we can put everything on and alleviate us doing anything. Now, this is a man who lost 2 toes. Deion Sanders. Okay? So he was ailing while trying to coach at the same time. But here you got these hypocrites, these people who have done nothing for HBCUs, getting on social media, running their mouths because it's safe to attack a black man. Especially a guy like Deion, who is uber religious, right? He's not very political. He's not one of these loser leftists. Maybe that's why he pisses them off. He thinks for himself. And that's why you're seeing a lot of this extraness with people who have not given a dime to an HBCU. Now, I understand what Umar Johnson is trying to say, but it's very intellectually lazy to put everything on Deion as if he's the only one that could have helped HBCUs. There are a lot of intelligent black men who do nothing for HBCUs, who don't care about them. Y'all care about them now because it's popular now. But are y'all still going to support Jackson State and other HBCUs now? Or were you only there because Deion was there? That's the question that I have. So let's get into this article from News One. So Dr. Umar Johnson recommends 50,000 lashes for Deion Sanders leaving Jackson State of Colorado State. Black celebrities are not committed to the best interests of black people, the psychologist said. Notable Pan-African psychologist Dr. Umar Johnson recently visited the Breakfast Club, yielded one of his signature unfiltered opinions when the discussion turned to the controversial topic of Deion Sanders' recent decision to stop coaching football at the historical black university and work in the same capacity at predominantly white universities. But y'all cry and complain about why black coaches aren't getting an opportunity at these major colleges. Johnson held no punches in offering his summation of the situation and said Sanders leaving Jackson State University in Mississippi for a job at the University of Colorado is bigger than football. He's a football coach and he's not anything more. Y'all try to put everything on one man. That's not going to work. You need more than one, Dr. Umar. You need more than one. Deion Sanders used, abused, and exploited HBCU Jackson State just to be given an opportunity to show predominantly white institutions that he could coach, Johnson told host Charlemagne the God of DJ Envy in a previously recorded episode that was released Friday morning. Johnson added that he is so personally disappointed in Deion because he said he thought Sanders decided to coach Jackson State for a movement and not the money. Well, I will say this. When he got there, it could have been summed up as, yes, he's there, to help black universities like as a whole. And I think that's what he tried to do. But at some point, I think even Deion realized he couldn't do it. And I think black people are upset because he walked away from something that he could not fix. They wanted him to seal up the cracks that have already been there for quite some time. So it's easy to blame Deion for leaving when even he could see that there was a problem. The disrespect he got from that other, I'm not even going to say his name, that other HBCU coach, I think that was like, you know what, man, F this. I could see him thinking that, right? Because I'm pretty sure there are other coaches that have snubbed him, right? Like, how can you fix that? You can't. Saying Sanders left Jackson State too soon, Johnson said he envisioned a scenario where Jackson State, now former head coach, will attract other football legends to do the same as a collective means to confront what he described as an existential crisis for black colleges. Everybody's using that word existential now. This was bigger than football. This was about the survival of the HBCU, Johnson said. Let me tell you something, what probably happened. There'll probably be coaches that would want to do it, but as soon as they see those facilities, they would say, nah, I can't do it. And they see that there's no commitment at all to sports. Why would they want to go there? Not everybody's Deion. Deion ran a high school program. He ran basically his own prep school. So he knew how to be an administrator. That's why it was easier for him to do the things that he did, because he had that experience. A lot of these other coaches don't have that, and they're not going to wait around for it. These guys go back to their alma maters and they look at all these nice facilities, and then they have to go to one of these HBCUs where they have done absolutely nothing to fix nothing with all the money they're being given, according to y'all. What are they actually doing to upgrade? That one man could have been a catalyst for a movement that could be revolutionized, that could have revolutionized the survival of HBCUs, Johnson stated before taking it a step further and likening Sanders to key figures in the slavery abolition movement. The abolition wasn't just about Frederick Douglass, but if Frederick Douglass would have pulled out, he would have heard it. The Underground Railroad wasn't just about Harriet Tubman, but if she would have pulled out, it would have failed, Johnson said. For Sanders to pull out of Jackson State the way that he did before making sure that HBCU system survived, to me, was selfish. He chose money over movement. They always go back to slavery. It's like their favorite talking point. Johnson added to Charlemagne, Sanders had a chance to help and he hurt, and y'all want to condone that because you black celebrities are not committed to the best interest of black people. Black people aren't interested aren't for the best interest of black people. There's a lot of selfishness with black people. They don't do anything to help each other. And y'all want to try to make it seem like it's only Deion. If only Deion had done more. If Deion would have just done a little bit more, he could have fixed this. That's not how it works in the real world. You're going to need a group of people to come together and help build things. But we don't have that. Too many selfish people, too many egos, too much laziness, too much unproductiveness. We too busy out here doing the wrong things, hating on each other to actually come together. Y'all want to put everything on one man. How do you know he would have influenced these black players to be head coaches there? How do you even know that? Citing the low enrollment of black students at the University of Colorado, Johnson argued that Sanders' new position was not a step up from coaching at Jackson State. The critical importance of the HBCU is greater than it's ever been, Johnson concluded. So for Deion to pull this right now makes it even worse because you're leaving the HBCU system when you had a chance to save it. Oh, one man, right? One man to save all these institutions. Are you serious? That's why I'm telling y'all, all these Negroes are looking for a savior. There ain't no savior. I would never go to an HBCU. I would never send my children, if I had any, to an HBCU. I don't care too much about HBCUs. Y'all do. You know why? Because y'all don't care. Well, I'll take that back. Y'all don't care about HBCUs. If you cared about HBCUs, you would have done more for them, but you ain't do it, did you? Now you see Deion go there like, oh, okay, he'll take care of it. Y'all don't want to do nothing but complain. That's what you're good at. You people are good at complaining and nothing else. Okay? Nothing else. Johnson implored listeners, stop trying to exempt black celebrities from accountability to the race. Well, you said that people need to stop taking up for black celebrities, but you want a black celebrity to save black people? Using his preferred loaded language that's dripping with slavery imagery for people he describes as race traitors, Johnson recommended 50,000 lashes for Deion. If y'all don't know what that means, go see my other video I did about Umar Johnson. It's on the channel. He's recommending lashes. Listen, Deion doesn't owe you people a thing. And I'm glad he left, okay? Because the things that he had to put up with and what I'm hearing reportedly, money missing, facilities still not the best, right? You're dealing with, envy and hate from inside these different conferences. I wouldn't do anything for you people either. HBCUs have never gotten support from any of you, and here y'all are pretending like you care. So let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll see y'all on the next one.